Nilsy Rapalo has been serving Charleston's Latino community for over 18 years. She talks about the issues in the community right now for this edition of Quintin's Close-Ups. And if you haven't already, subscribe to my YouTube channel and like Quintin's Close-Ups on Facebook. Nilsy Rapalo, welcome to Quintin's Close-Ups.
Thank you so much. It's great to be here.
I appreciate it greatly. You know, you are obviously a life coach, an author, and a former teen social worker. And just recently on your Facebook page, Nilsy, you said this, quote, "Thanks to the newspaper El Informal for capturing my words and recognizing the journey I've done in Charleston over the last 18 years of my life." Let me ask you this, Nilsy. What would that headline be about your 18 years in Charleston?
Oh my God, have been, getting a lot of support and love from the community to be able to create programs and advocate to make changes. Because, when you are coming from California, from San Francisco, where they have a lot of programs for the Hispanics, and coming here in 2002 and opening, new opportunities, that have been the best part, having the support of the community.
And what is the state of the Latino community here in Charleston?
Well, we are doing amazing, let me tell you. A lot of things are changing. The Mayor Tecumler is now having the Latinx Advisory Council, which is great because we are having the opportunity to sit and talk and create actions that will create a lot of changes and impact in the community. And also, we are working with Low Country Local Fairs, and we will have the first Spanish training with the Community Business Academy. Then we are doing great things and things are changing, and that is helping the community to move forward.
And you also said this too. Thank you to the entire Latino community for your support and allowing me to work with them. What has it been like working with the community?
Well, let me tell you, this is a different community than the community that I worked before. You go to New York or California, Texas, I have been several times, and you see second, third generation of Hispanics. We are having here only first generations for the last maybe 15 years. And now we are having like the first kids that they are turning 18, that they were born 2001, 2002.
Right.
And they are first time voters, first time getting a job, first time generation going to college. Then it is amazing seeing how the community have been flourishing. Then that's great. And I want everybody to know that every 30 seconds in the United States, one Hispanic is turning 18. Then things are changing a lot, and these kids are now able to have a voice and being able to part of the community in a different capacity than maybe their parents or grandparents have been part of the community in the United States and of course in Charleston.
And as you know, right now, absentee voting is going on for the general election coming up next week. What is it like for the Latino community to get out and vote early?
Well, it has been a challenge. I have to say that because sometimes even if you are bilingual, you still want things in your own language to be able to process and the steps, I believe that before people, they were not aware that you can vote early, but you need to have kind of like excuse or situation, right? This year is different. Then have been more like educating and trying to have the opportunity to tell them to vote to begin with, and then later on, focusing on you can do it early. But right now, it still is about voting and educating them. And even I believe Círculo Hispanoamericano was helping to register them until the last minute. Then it's still an education process. Keep in mind, if you are the first person in your family and you are 18 and you are the first one to vote, your parents cannot teach you that. Your grandparents cannot teach you that because you are maybe the first one doing. Then providers and the community, we have been helping these kids to learn, the schools, everybody, women's voters, everybody is helping these kids to realize how is the process and everything, because maybe their own family, they don't know how to do it because maybe nobody have voted in their family.
And what else are you educating the Latino community about when it comes to absentee voting?
Well, the consequences of that, regarding how, you need to exercise your right, but also to be more involved in the community, to be able to express your needs and, open the conversation and send emails and support your candidates and support, your senators. I always empowering people to do that because we don't have that level of involvement in our countries in Latin America, like to be able to call your senator. People here are like shocked, like you can do that. And, it's kind of like new for them. Then always, trying to educate them about the things that are different in America and the impact that has, with or without your vote.
And you talk about the schools and you just talked about education, obviously, when it comes to voting. I got to talk to you about obviously virtual learning and obviously, what's going on right now with COVID. How has that impacted the Latino community?
Well, keep in mind that we have parents that they don't speak English and how they will be able to provide that education to their kids, and facilitate that, or to have access to platforms that have been a challenge. I really want to invite the schools to open the doors to the immigrants, not just the families that speak Spanish, but other languages, and meet with them and talk to them and, check what are the challenges that you are having, because, it's like they are expecting that everybody is on the same boat. And even the American parents in English, they are struggling. Now imagine parents that they learn, or, they are learning, trying to learn this in a different language and in a different pace. Then has been a challenge based only on language barriers, just like that. Of course, they are having the same barriers regarding, adjusting the schedule and having somebody at home. Maybe it's grandma who is staying with the kids and, grandma doesn't speak English and grandma doesn't know how to handle Zoom. Then there are other challenges, other layers of the situation when you are an immigrant family.
And you talk about obviously some kids being, raised with their grandparents and some of them don't know how to use Zoom. How bad is broadband access in the Latino community of Charleston?
Well, it is a challenge because, some families count on their cell phones, internet to be able to have access. And if, you are like, oh, I am not home, then if I am not home, my child doesn't have internet, real. You don't have internet in your home, you have internet when you and your cell phone are in your home, then, helping them to learn what are the options. It is very important for the kids and for the families. And some traditional families, they don't like the kids to have cell phones. Okay. We have the community, different than the American kids. They are 8, 10, and they already have their own cell phones. Some kids, they don't have their cell phone, or they just use it when parents are at home. Their supervision is completely different. It's like the sleepovers also, it's so common for American culture to have sleepovers, not in the Hispanic culture. We have kids that they never have been on a sleepover. It's just cultural issues regarding freedom that for Hispanic families is seen like that's too much. That's the American parents. We don't do that. Then internet access is unfortunately one of them, and sometimes needs to be like case by case to educate the community about, under the circumstances, of course, that, how it needs to be handled differently.
And, a lot of our Latino folks are living in rural areas of South Carolina. Should fiber lines be placed in those rural areas in your mind?
Oh, I hope, there are a lot of people in John Island doing a great job with the immigrant community that work on the agriculture field. And, I really believe that we need to be able to, connect with these families and see where their needs when they are moving around the country during the crops. Yes, definitely very important.
And obviously, you are in Columbia a whole lot. Let me ask you this question too. Should the state of South Carolina make internet a utility?
Oh my God, that's a great question. I will say that we need to open a conversation to make that decision, and listen both parts to see what are the pros and what are the cons to doing that, because you will find always people rejecting new ideas and, having resistance to change. Then I believe that we need to open that dialogue.
And you talk about dialogue. What's the dialogue right now in the Latino community when it comes to jobs amidst COVID?
Well, it is difficult. It is difficult because, we have a lot of fear in the community. This time, anyway, without COVID, is complicated for the families to go to work before election, for the rumors that that they start going around. But COVID is having another layer to the situation, and people are afraid to go to work, and they are struggling, and they are losing jobs, and they are having or even making less money, if at least they are able to keep it. Then have been a struggle in the community with addition of the COVID and the immigration and the political climate that we are right now.
And you talk about that fear. What's the unemployment rate like in the Latino community?
Well, I really don't have that number in Charleston. We need to keep in mind that some of the numbers are that become to the community that they don't, they are, informal jobs and things like that. But what I can tell you is that this is a hardworking community. That's what I can tell you for sure.
And let me get back to you. You also said this on your Facebook page. You said this quote: "For my Latino being, it is like another marriage. It is a commitment, a yes that you have to give not only the flag of your country, but the 27 countries to create sense of progress, spirit of change, and fight. Because with the roles we play, you realize that you can connect, that is, many people, and help them not only heal, but move forward in their lives." Where's your commitment these days?
Oh my God! Still, I'm married with my community, and I'm planning to do it. Quintin, the commitment is to help each of them to thrive, to be able to identify what they need to move forward, to be healthy, to get a job, to get education, even advocating. For example, now that we are having this opportunity, local first. Great opportunity community business program. Think about this. This program is only for people that they are, they have social security because they have a legal or illegal status. Then imagine, if this opportunity is open enough for others, then because still we have businesses that they don't have legal status, but they have a business and they are working and they are in the community. Then even advocating for things like that, to say, we need to keep in mind that they are here, they are providing services for the community with or without training. Then let's help them to have a training, and they can do their things in a better way and to learn more about what are the right standards to have a business. And my commitment is always the wellness. Wellness is my commitment, to help them to be well, to move forward, and to go beyond what they are doing right now in their health, in their economics, and with their education.
And I'm going to talk about wellness in just a few minutes. You talk about, obviously, things that people in the Latino community need to identify to move forward. What are those things right now?
Well, health, number one, we have poor health in the community. We have a lot of obesity in our kids, and that's priority. We need to work on health issues. If we don't take care of our health, we need to make time to be sick, or illness or wellness. You just pick, then you need to make time in your life for one of them, and you pick which one. Then I am always advocating for that, for the health. For me, that's a priority. We have other things to address, of course, like education and immigration, of course, but the health is the priority, because without that, we are not moving forward. And with the diabetes numbers that we have, is difficult, because you are more at risk if you have COVID. Then I really believe that we need to focus on that.
And obviously, you talked a lot about businesses. Well, how many minority-owned businesses, particularly in the Latino community, are there here in Charleston?
Which ones you said?
Latino-owned businesses.
Oh my God, we have all kinds. People think that it's just restaurants. No, we have. Yeah, we have like newspaper, we have people on wellness, we have people doing science, we are doing translation, interpretation. We have all kind of businesses. It's just amazing the how this is exploding. And let me tell you, we are opening the class for this Community Business Academy, and this 20 spot, and we have at least 45 people that they want to be in that class. Then imagine, is all kind of things, from tamales to construction business, to, flowers, like decoration for parties, like all kind. It's not just restaurants, just be clear on that, okay? Which are great, but it's not the only one.
Oh, yes. And what is the sense of progress in the Latino community right now?
The sense of progress. Well, I believe that we are making progress. However, I feel that we need to be more involved in different activities in the community to be able to identify the resources that are there. We need to be more proactive. Then the progress have been there regarding having more professionals, having more business owners, but I really believe that we are still far away from the goal to be able to have a unified voice in the community.
Where do you feel the spirit of change?
Oh my God, the spirit of change. I really believe that is in the heart,
Mm.
in the heart that, and in the passion, it is impossible that if you don't have the passion, and I believe the Hispanic, we have passion, that's how we dance, that's how we, create things, how we eat, how we talk, how we hug, we love to hug, and we are having struggles, issues with that right now. but the passion that we have to create anything and to, start, you didn't start from zero when you are an immigrant, but the fact that you have that motivation inside of you that help you to move forward and to connect with others, to be able to create new projects. That's vital.
Yes, indeed. And what's that one person who you have actually connected with that has helped you heal and allow you to move forward in your life?
Oh my God. If I have to pick one person, that would be my personal therapist, let me tell you. I was trained in psychoanalysis in my country, Colombia, and psychoanalysis is very square, couch, old-fashioned way, and you cannot do psychoanalysis to your patients without having your own psychoanalysis. Then I really believe that I always tell my patients, I have been in that chair that you are sitting. I have been, listening to my own voice in a deeply way, always trying to change it. I really want to honor my analyst, my personal analyst, because have been a light in my path to change. Even, still she's in Colombia and I'm here, still that connection helped me to move forward. And it always is my advice. I am a psychologist because I believe that therapy and coaching are really great tools to move forward in life and to heal your past.
And the informer said this about you, quote, born in Colombia, based in Charleston for more than 10 years. What is the biggest difference about the Latino scene here in Charleston from 10 years ago to right now? I know that may be a redundant question, but what do you see it as?
No, we have a community that now is more diverse. We used to have a lot of Mexican first generation from 2002 until maybe 2012, I believe. But now it is a more diverse community. And I like that. We have a lot of people from South America that are here and that have enriched the community in many, many ways. And because we are having these kids that now they are graduating from high school, from college, they are more active, they are creating things. Used to be that we felt, that we need to create everything, with the Círculo Hispanoamericano, that is the organization that I belong and is for professional Hispanics. And we were like always pushing and helping, but now we have like young generation with education, going to college, and that's great because that add a new flavor because they are, they are born here, they are Americans also, but they are biracial, bicultural, bilingual, and that enrich the community more than years ago. That used to be more like, only Spanish speaking community.
And the newspaper goes on to say this, as a professional worker that is in the Department of Mental Health, Rapalo says that her time in the entity has given her the possibility of helping many people with various mental health conditions who come to her office day after day. What are those current mental health conditions in the midst of COVID?
Well, let me tell you, trauma issues and depression are increasing a lot. Of course, the anxiety is there, but helping people to cope is priority because we have the pace of the community and we have the internal pace. And sometimes even restaurants were open on May, still people are not ready for that. They are afraid, they are depressed, and they are dealing and coping with new changes. Then I can say that the depression and the anxiety have been the number one, but still they are PTSD issues regarding, losing your family in a traumatic way.
And you touched on it just a little bit earlier, but what are the sentimental, educational, and economic aspects in the Latino community that you're seeing today?
Do you mean in the way that what is the sensation that people has regarding the Charleston community?
Yes, ma'am.
Well, I believe there is a mix. There are a lot of people here that they feel like welcoming and everything,
Okay.
but still you have people that they feel rejected, that they feel that they don't belong to the community, or they feel that they are not welcoming here. Then I will say that is a mix. Yeah.
And the newspaper also said this too. Then in 2015, the company obviously was born, and you created with a friend from your childhood, which focuses on enjoying wellness, retreat trips, yoga classes, healthy food, therapies for the soul and the body, etc., in countries like Colombia, Panama, Peru, Spain, and of course the United States. Let me ask you this, Nilsy. Which one of those countries, when you talk about the trips, have changed your wellness?
Well, let me tell you, Spain was a challenge last year when I did El Camino de Santiago, the path that is very famous in Spain. I found a lot of European. We were the only Hispanic women walking the path in that day. Then we talked with a lot of European. Even it was about, I was facilitating the session, I found myself embracing my American identity.
Okay.
Because a lot of people were asking me, what's wrong with your country? What's going on? And, I used to be, the confrontation and the questions and the critics were regarding Colombia and Pablo Escobar and everything. And then I found myself defending United States, and they're not talking about Colombia. And all this time they are talking about United States, like what's wrong? What's going on with that president that you guys have? Like people were attacking, like I don't want to even go to United States anymore. And I found myself like, because I used to have that with Colombia, like, no, Colombia is a drug dealer, and fight. But this time, these people, like, I had the opportunity to see how they were seeing us, how they were seeing America. It was completely different. I always felt, and I will feel always proud to be Colombian in America. But it helped me to realize that doesn't matter if I am defending the country that I was born or the country that I'm living now, I need to find peace on whatever people are thinking about the country, whatever people are thinking about my culture. I need to spread the voice of love and to embrace them where they are and to be able to help them to understand what is my perception, my experience, honor their words and, their perceptions, but that piece, and that is helping me to develop more compassion and more love for the humanity besides what they are thinking about me as a Colombian or me as an American or my president, that we are not a president, we are not just a country, we are not just United States, we are 300 souls, that we are, each of us is different and each of us is doing something different for the country. Then I was able to practice more compassion and love.
And the newspaper article goes on to say this: with the arrival of COVID-19, some of the activities carried out by your company are especially affected by travel. What are those most affected activities right now?
Oh my God! Well, we decided to open the wellness club free for the community. We were having memberships for that, but this year with the COVID, we say it's open and it's free, and everybody can enjoy the sessions with different professionals in wellness. Then, even though we have to cancel our retreats in Peru this year, we were going back to Machu Picchu, and of course, we are planning again for 2021. But we were just saying, this is the time to connect in a different way. Then let's serve the community in a different capacity. And we opened the wellness club, but also we are doing online wellness classes.
Oh, wow. And the article goes on to say this, but from there, the initiative also arose to continue doing it virtually, as you just mentioned a second ago, and expand these sessions in Spanish globally and for free, according to Nilsy. Where have you expanded these sessions in Spanish to thus far?
Well, we have the people from the United States, but also we have that for people that speak Spanish and, they are in other countries. Then it's very interesting because it would be difficult to connect these two communities, and virtually we are connecting them, even if the same language, the ones that live here and the ones that live there, and creating like a bridge. Then I really love the fact that, the virtual world is helping us to create bridges, even if it's the same language, but connecting different worlds.
And also, it goes on to say this too. Towards the year 2017, in her role as a writer, the book Spiritual Immigration by this Latin woman won first place at the North Texas Book Festival in the category Book in Spanish. What does spiritual immigration mean to you now?
Oh my God, means a lot. Means a lot because, we are always talking about the immigration and the laws and everything, but we have to invite people to have a spiritual immigration, to move the boundaries that you have regarding, belief, and regarding races, and regarding the laws. And we need to move our spirit beyond the roadblocks and beyond the belief that we have. Then the immigration, if you have a spiritual movement, you can reach and connect with people in different capacity. And then the boundaries of the race or the boundaries of nationality is not a boundary anymore when you connect with people in a spirit.
And where's the spiritual movement right now?
I really believe that is in the self-care. I really believe that we need to create the spirit of self-care regarding, how if I practice that, I am honoring you. If I am healthy, I'm honoring you because I am protecting myself and protecting you. If I protect my family and the planet, I'm protecting you. Then that's the spirit, to be able to provide self-care, to be in a healthier condition, physically and mentally, to be part of the global community, and, then reach for the planet and reach for the everything, but for now, at least for yourself and your family.
And the newspaper article goes on to say this too. In 2009, that is, Rapalo opened her life coaching office, which not only dedicated to working with people who have some mental condition, but also with people who have passed stages of their personal life and are ready to start a new life, both in the sentimental, educational, and economic aspects. What stages have you had to pass through in your life thus far?
Stages. That was the question? The stages in my... I don't know. Sometimes I still feel like a child, and I don't know if I am, but yes, of course, the stage to be an adult in different countries. And I always tell people, I don't know what it is to be a parent in my country, because I have been a parent in the United States. Then my stages have been based on the country that I am, or in the stages of my life. But right now I am in the stage of love. Besides, if in some things I feel like a child, or in some things I feel like an adult, then that's the stage, my favorite one, the stage of love.
Yeah. And obviously, as I mentioned at the top of the interview, you're a life coach, you're an author, and a former teen social worker. And obviously, you do a lot of good work for the Latino community. What can we expect from you in the next 10 years?
Oh my God. Well, I love that question, because I really feel that we need to create more opportunities for the Latino community, but also I really want to commit to the planet. I really want to create opportunities for people to have more consciousness about how what we eat, the way what we eat is affecting our life, how our actions are affecting the planet. Then I really want to be a voice to create consciousness about the global wellness, the planet, and how each of us can have a healthier life. That would be my priority for the next 10 years.
Nilsy Rapalo, thank you so much for your time. And again, welcome to Quintin's Close Ups.
Thank you.
You're very welcome.